protein. That's probably where Blanket's at.
And then you can finish it all off with those crappy cookies of theirs because you're not going to eat them.
Oh, those cookies. You know what? Those cookies, you could do butt stuff. You could literally throw them at somebody's head and fucking kill them.
The problem with those cookies, if you've eaten them, I think they're made out of butt stuff. That's the problem.
You think they're made out of butt stuff?
No, I think the cookies are made out of butt stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, probably.
Here's the unemployment choo-choo.
All right, Jeff, so we've covered a lot thus far on the podcast. I think we started out with Elvis, then we moved to butt stuff, then we moved to KFC and Blanket. Right now,
yeah. I mean, we started with Elvis's constipation, and then somehow it wound up with the Colonel and Michael Jackson's kid. So,
well, that sounds like a fucking awesome show. It's a wonder. It's a wonder this CHOO is keeping, is still chugging along.
Yeah, it makes people think. Yes,
it does. These are the important issues. Now, speaking of important issues, I did want to delve, if it's okay with you, a little more into the Colonel. We can leave the butt stuff on the back burner, but I would like to continue with Colonel if that's okay with you.
I'm okay with walking away from suppository talk. Sure.
Oh, but can we stick with the Colonel?
Sure. Oh yeah, I'm all in.
You're in.
Colonel talk.
Okay, so the reason that we even brought up, the Colonel, aside from Blanket shoving chicken wings up his ass, was because the most popular food, and this surprised me during the pandemic, was fried chicken. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, of all the options, the burritos, the Tostitos, the Mickey D's, the McFlurries, the double stacks, all that, you're going to tell me that people's number one choice is fried chicken?
Well, you would think when you hit the Wendy's, when you hit the McDonald's, you have the value menus, right? Like the dollar stuff where you can get an exorbitant amount of things for $5-10, right?
Yep.
But when you head to a KFC, I mean, what are you really going to get, or a Popeyes? When you really go into them, you're getting this, you're getting the biscuit, you're getting the sides, you're $10-12 in.
You're damn right. So why would that? You're proving my point. Why would that be the most popular food during a pandemic? That's the most popular food.
I would think that maybe it's probably the only thing that holds for like 2 days in a row. Maybe it's something that you could reheat back up in the oven, and like a fried chicken, if it gets a little soggy, you could put it back into the toaster boiler over there, and or the air fryer, bring the crispiness back. I think it lasts a little bit longer than a cheeseburger. Okay, so you're saying you believe it has to do with the reheatability. You get to fill up if you're not doing butt stuff. You get to fill up, you eat a little bit, you put it in the fridge, you can have it the next day. You can honk away, sure. You could just lay there in a tank top, greased up for 2 days in a row, honking away. Yeah.
See, I mean, are you like if you go and get like a 2 for $5, say you get a Whopper and a chicken sandwich, are you going back day 2 to the Whop? Am I going back to the Whop, meaning going back to the Burger King, or am I reheating the Whop?
No, the next day, are you going to reheat it?
You can't reheat a Whop. You can't. You can't reheat a Whop. You can't. You know what? You can't reheat most fast foods, right?
See, now certain pizzas you can't. See, now
you're right. Pizza. I'll tell you what. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's the only one.
Little Caesars, if you remember.
Oh God, no.
Something that you were really, taken back by, that I did it with Little Caesars.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and that's just because you're cheap.
Now there is a product that you can buy, and you put it on the stovetop, and you can reheat your pizza and get the same. It's called the Reheatza.
Oh God, you would know about the Reheatza. You would.
So if you go and you get yourself a hot and ready, you dial up the Reheatza and you're good to go for 2 days.
So what you're telling me, and I want to, there's a reason I want to talk about this, is you're telling me that you think the reason that it's the most popular is because you can eat it for a couple days, whereas the other stuff, it's that day or nothing.
All right, it's a one-shot deal. A McDonald's cheeseburger, one-shot deal. Ronald McDonald, Ron ain't making sense. He wants you one and done, and you're out of there. The Colonel wants you hanging for a little bit.
See, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big, me. I'm not a big reheater anyway. I don't do leftovers. But here's the thing. When you're talking about a pandemic, When you're talking about fast food, you're going to tell me that if there's, and this is what it says, they interviewed 100 people. Out of 100 people, you're telling me that 29 are going to go chicken? Really? First off, I don't like chicken as a first option as it is.
Really?
Oh, not at all. And second off, fried chicken, you have to be in a mood. Now, if it's Boston Market, I'm with you. But you can't have fried chicken just like, oh, let's get fried. It's not. No, you can't do that. It's too much.
See, now with me, when I get the fried chicken, I'm not somebody, when I get it. And the reason why I don't get it often is because I got to fork and knife everything. Picking that greasy chicken up and eating it with my hands, it would make me puke before I ate it.
It would. It would. So what you're telling me is you wouldn't go for the chicken, not because it's not a good option, but because you don't want to touch it.
Correct. Right. And then I like obscure things that come out. Like, I don't eat Burger King all the time.
Well, I'm sorry. Just to clarify, you don't want to touch greasy chicken. Is that correct?
That is correct.
But you will give Elvis Presley a suppository in his ass.
100 times over.
100%. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. All right. Perfect. All right. There's one more thing I want to do here because you brought it up. All right, Jeff. Wrapping up this podcast, I wanted to kind of go over because first off, you have totally blown my mind. You're disgusted by grease on chicken, but you're ready to suppository the king of rock and roll.
Oh, well, there are two different things here, okay? How many – I can get, fried chicken all day. How many times do I get to slip something up Elvis's ass?
You know what? So you're saying you do it for the experience.
Of course, yeah.
Now, you did bring up something. So you don't like – and we were talking about reheating fast food. And, you're right, a Whopper's gross. Now, you said that you – and I remember this. You reheat pizza, especially Little Caesars, which, by the way, the cheaper the pizza, the worse it is to reheat.
Well, Little Caesars gives you like a packet to like re-season it up and stuff. I mean, but you do what you got to do when you work for a company that doesn't give you enough money to basically live.
Well, and I did a little bit of investigating. Now, Jeff, you said that there is in fact a way to heat up pizza. Is that correct?
Yes,
what was that?
It's called the Reheatza.
And explain what it is.
The one that I saw basically goes onto the stovetop and it heats it back up and gives it the nice crisp on the bottom so it's not so soggy.
Interesting. Well, I have found the Reheatza Microwave Crisper official commercial. I'd like to talk about the Reheatza if it's okay with you.
Yes, and I would like to give, because I like kicking shout-outs. And I would like to kick a shout-out to a former coworker of ours, Chad, from Detroit.
Okay. Chad, what's up, Chad?
Chad told me about the Reheatza. He let me know all about it, how to reheat the Little Caesars $5 hot and ready za.
So Chad is responsible for your knowledge of the Reheatza.
You got it, yes.
All right, well, here is, for those of you who are like, what the fuck is that? Let's play the commercial, then let's dissect the Reheatza. Because I got to be honest, this looks like shit.
Okay.
Leftover pizza is soggy again. Yuck, there's no crunchy taste to that food. What you need is Reheatza.
Now, before we go any further, they start the commercial out with limp cheese and crust. So I'm already out because I'm like, ew, I don't like looking at limp stuff.
Okay, why you like looking at hard stuff?
Well, if I'm gonna look at a crust, I want it to be firm. Okay, and then we have Mark Gill.
You'll be able to watch it grow, so it'll go from limp to hard for you.
You're right. You're right. Now listen, we have Mark Gill here. He is the co-inventor of the Reheatza, and he's also a demonstrator. He's here to demonstrate how to use the Reheatza.
Give it to us, Gill.
Turn last night's leftover dinner into a crispy, crunchy winner. It's easy. Just place any food on the cooking surface, cover with lid, and pop in the microwave. Wow! Finally, leftover pizza with a golden, crispy crust.
Wow! Okay, so basically the Reheatza, for those of you listening, since you can't see it, it's a circular dish. It looks to be metal, but obviously you can't put metal in the microwave. And then it's got a lid, and whatever you put on it, Jeff, they have mozzarella sticks, they have pizza, whatever, it makes it brand new. At least that's what it says.
Okay, and what are you finding wrong with this?
It looks to be like one of those scam products. Like, let me think of a. Oh, okay. Do you remember? The what's the guy who ended up doing a lot of heroin and beating people up? He was, what's it called? The ShamWow.
Yeah, the ShamWow guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the ShamWow sucked.
That guy was so coked up. He got me so into wanting it. And whatever drugs he was on, too. I wanted some of those as well.
Not bad enough, though, because I went at... Listen, he got me excited. It was a time in my life that I was doing a lot of things myself. And I have to tell you, Jeff, when I saw that ShamWow, I got fucking jazzed, okay? And I went out and got it, and I was disappointed. And because of my experience with the MyPillow, the ShamWow, and the George Foreman grill, I am totally out on any weird, cheapy invention.
So you like the George Foreman grill?
I liked it. It did a great job with bacon. It did a great job with, counter griddles. I love a good counter griddle.
All right, so you're a griddle guy.
I'm a griddle guy.
Yeah, you know what? It's hard to dislike a griddle. A griddle is good for quick, easy stuff. You want a grilled cheese? Griddle.
Griddle. You want bacon? Griddle.
Right. But the ShamWow Cokehead, it didn't work out well for you.
Now, let's hear more about this Rehitza, shall we?
Got leftovers? With Rehitza, you'll always get that crispy crunch you crave right from your microwave. Best of all, the custom-vented lid circulates heat evenly, infusing flavor into food, and the non-stick surface means everything wipes clean with ease.
Now, before we go any further, he has a fucking steak on here. Total bullshit.
Okay, do you want to hear a review of the Rehitza?
Absolutely.
The item comes with no warranty, no thermostat to indicate how hot it is. The only way to tell it is overheated is the melted plastic smell coming from your microwave. Yes, a hole in the bottom. No longer usable after 5 uses.
The Rehitza. 5 uses, Jeff. And they're making this look like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
It looks like you could cook Coke in the crack on it, you know?
You know what? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe the ShamWow guy got himself a fucking Rehitza and his addiction spiraled out of control.
That's exactly what happened. Then he started putting liquids on his ShamWows and sniffing them up.
That's right. And he was fucking with the Rehitza. And here's the thing. The last 10 seconds of this commercial is really what I have a problem with here. All right, so they're talking about it. Now, you love a toasty grilled cheese. Isn't that correct?
Even make toasted grilled cheese that's crispy outside, gooey and delicious inside.
So let's repeat that.
Even make toasted grilled cheese that's crispy outside, gooey and delicious inside.
This Rehitza, he said that you could literally put a grilled cheese in the microwave. So you butter up your bread and you put it in the microwave. You can't tell me a microwave can cook a grilled cheese, Jeff.
Oh, come on. You want a little gooey on your inside? You get a little gooey in your mouth, get a little gooey on your insides.
I just want to restore my crunch.
You don't need a crunch. A little gooey on your inside.
Okay, so just a little creamy goodness, no crunch.
No crunch.
Okay.
Get that gooey in your mouth.
It's the unemployment choo-choo. Unemployment choo-choo. Unemployment choo-choo.